Okay, today we're going to talk about a condition known as Quervain's Tenosynovitis. So it sounds like a big scary word, but really it responds very well with conservative care. And what it is it's an inflammation within two muscles known as the abductor pollicis longus and the extensor pollicis brevis. So these two muscles right here, they go down to the thumb, but if you kind of move your thumb around, you can start to kind of see where they're coming from, where they start. So they start on the back of your forearm, middle forearm area here, and then they come down here and they start to turn into a tendinous portion and where they attach to the thumb. And then obviously they deal with some thumb movements and then a little bit of some wrist movement too. So what can happen with this condition is there can start to be a little bit of excessive rubbing or friction within kind of the base of the metacarpal of the thumb here, the styloid process of the radius, so the big bony part at the very end of the wrist or arm, and then kind of where the extensor retinaculum comes across here. So within that area, these tendons can start to rub and start to cause some friction through there, and over time it can create inflammation within the area and create pain. So typically this isn't usually an acute thing. It didn't happen yesterday. It happened throughout time. It happened over time, and it starts to creep up on you. So one of the things with this, when we see this, is certain movements tend to create the issue. So things like lifting, grasping, or pinching, especially if they are combined with deviation of the wrist either way. So ulnar deviation this way or radial deviation this way. So activities like lifting up a kid repetitively over and over, cooking, if you're mixing a lot of stuff, playing an instrument like a guitar, kind of this thing. Gaming is one too, using your thumbs a lot, or even texting. So those sort of things can start to create some of this issue, and you might think initially that it's not a big deal, you'll get through it, whatever. But then over time, it starts to lead to more of an issue, and you start to get more and more pain, and then obviously you're going to need to get some treatment on that. But a few things that we can do to kind of test if this is the issue here is, number one, we can just test some resisted strength of the area. So typically, if we're testing this arm here, and I'm using this as my doctor hand here, if we go here and I push that way and you're resisting with the thumb, so you're trying to go this way, if you push here, you might not have a lot of pain there, but if you go into here, which is kind of known as a hitchhiker's position, if you go here and resist me pushing there, you'll start to feel some pain within this area and maybe even some referral pain up into that forearm. Another thing that we can do is we can hold our arms straight out, and if what you do is you wrap your thumb down, fingers over it, and then you're going to ulnar deviate that wrist. So you're going to go down with it, and you'll probably feel that pain right through there and then right up into this area here. So one thing we want to do with this is we want to differentiate it from maybe a nerve issue that could be causing the issue as well. So to do that, we can, if it is a radial nerve issue, radial nerve kind of comes through this area and it supplies motor, some sensory stuff to the hand here, this finger, and part of this finger on the back side. So we want to rule that out. So one way we can do that is we can redo the test here with having our elbow flex at our side. So we're going there, same thing, and we're gonna deviate that wrist down. Now, if you have pain in both positions there, it's more than likely de Quervain's. If you have significantly reduced pain when you bend that arm, and you could even try this and bend that head towards that side because it slacks that nerve. If the pain significantly reduces with that, we're gonna look further into it potentially being a nerve issue, a radial nerve issue specifically. So those are a few things that we can do testing wise. Next week, we're gonna go into some treatment with this and some exercises that you can do along with this. So tune in for that. Let us know what else you want to hear about, and we'll see you next week.